Making content is difficult, but these two things changed my life as a content creator for the better. This one was a groundbreaking new product in 2023 that's changed how I produce my videos, and this one was also a groundbreaking product in 2020 that allows me to touch grass. But in 2025, they both have flaws, so that's why I got this, my secret weapon for content creation. It unlocks the potential of both of these and will make mine and your content creation process as free and enjoyable as possible. Let's go. All right, before we start, I just want to say shout out to the boys. We got the fall 2024 Men's Rec League Basketball Champions. For those of you wondering, that's what I do in my free time. I hoop and I collect those Pokemon cards back there. Otherwise, I'm working. But luckily, my 9 to 5 is completely remote, which sounds really nice. The freedom to work at home, to work at a coffee shop, or even at the beach. Except I can't do any of those. My job requires a powerful computer for me to work on, so I'm pretty much stuck working at my desk. That means that from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm in my room, at my desk, staring at my computer screen. So by the time it's 6 o'clock, the last thing I want to do is stay there. But that's the only time I can work on my videos, so I'm kind of forced to. Or at least I was. After some time, I decided to buy this. This is my M1 MacBook Air that I got used off of eBay. Check out the video right here. I don't know where it is. It's just a laptop, but honestly, it empowers me so much. Compared to the Intel MacBook Pro that I used to have in school, this thing is both a beast and not a beast. It is a beast because the new Apple CPUs are absolutely insane. Compared to the Intel MacBook Airs, the M1 Air has more than twice the performance. So not only can I write scripts, do research, and edit thumbnails, but I can also get some video editing done if I need to. It's not a beast in that, despite those performance boosts, the new chips are also really efficient, so Apple was able to keep it just as light and portable as before. Plus, since they're already on the 4th generation of Apple Silicon, you can pick these M1s up for pretty cheap, which makes it even more worth it because it gives me the opportunity to be away from my desk, away from my room, away from my home, and still work on the things that I enjoy. And that's been a huge boost for my productivity and creativity. This thing has literally changed the game for me, but it's not the only thing. By the time I first started making videos, I had done photography for a number of years, so I had a decent camera, but I had no video light. So I picked up a cheap 27-inch softbox. It had a single fluorescent bulb as its light source, plugged into the wall, and only had an on and off switch. And to be honest with you, it worked great. But as my videos became more complex, I found myself having to work around it rather than it working for me. The cable was too short, there was no dimmer, and I couldn't accurately change the color temperature. So I was just confined to making videos in this little corner of my room. This, along with a couple of other reasons, made me stop making content altogether. So when I decided to start back up again, the first thing I did was get a real video light. One that wouldn't hinder me, but enable me. And I decided on this. This is the Zhiyun Molus X100. It's the light I use to shoot all of my videos, and I absolutely love it. The X100 is the most portable 100-watt bicolor video light I could find, which comes in really handy because I can pretty much put it wherever I want. It has its own proprietary modifier mount that Zhiyun uses for its little modifiers, but they also make a Bones adapter so you can use it with a full-size softbox or lantern like I do. 100 watts is more than enough for what I use it for, and the fact that it's bicolored makes matching it to the rest of my lights super simple. But the best part about it is that there's 3 different ways to power it. First, you have an AC cable that's super long and removable. This is how I have it set up normally. I just kind of use it as another lamp in my room. There's a USB-C port that you can plug a portable charger into, and then there's this weird looking port on the side. That's for a battery. Zhiyun sells a detachable battery grip for this thing that lets you use it completely wirelessly for 30 minutes at the full 100 watts of power, giving me the ability to take it completely handheld. I'll have a full video review of it later on, but in short, both of these things have given me much needed freedoms that I didn't have prior to getting them. However, they both still have their flaws. And weirdly, they're the same for both. Although the M1's known for its great battery life, editing drains it really quickly. If I'm at home, that's no big deal. I can just plug it right in. But if I'm out, that's an issue. It's the same problem with the X100. Upon initial release, people were reporting that the battery grips were dying at full charge or weren't even charging at all. Zhiyun eventually went back and revised the grip, but it still had one major problem, the capacity. It's rated at only 2600 milliamp hours, so even at 50% brightness, the battery only gives me about an hour of light. And honestly, it takes me like 30 minutes just to set this whole thing up, let alone record it, so that's definitely not enough. But luckily, all those issues can be solved by this. This is the P63 Cougar, a brand new ultra-compact portable charger from INIU. It's the world's smallest 25,000 milliamp hour power bank, and it can charge up to 100 watts. This is my old Anker power bank. It had 20,000 milliamp hours when I first bought it in 2016, so That's not that much of a difference from this new one. Where the technological advancements from 2016 come in for this thing is its rate of discharge. This thing can only charge up to 20 watts. That's slower than charging your phone wirelessly these days. At 100 watts, this thing can charge your phone, your video light, or your laptop at the highest possible rate of charge for each of those devices. Laptop from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes, iPhone from 0 to 70 in 30 minutes, and it can power the Zhiyun X100 at 100 watts. The massive capacity means it can also charge my laptop 4.5 times, my my phone 6.5 times, or power the Molus X100 at 100 watts for over. So originally in this clip, I said it could power the Zhiyun for 4 hours. Sort of just as a placeholder. I just kind of assumed that since it has 10 times the capacity as the Zhiyun battery, you'd be able to do something near that. But then I tested it. I plugged it in, left it on in my kitchen while I was cooking, just to see how long it could actually power it at 50% for. And it only did it for an hour and a half, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm a mechanical engineer. I switched from electrical to mechanical because electrical didn't make any sense to me. So if any of you guys can explain to me why that is, I would very much appreciate it. Like, I'm testing it again right now just to make sure that there was no fluke or anything. But yeah, I don't really understand it. Let me know in the comments. It's honestly really difficult to articulate just how power dense this thing is, but I think putting it up against this and seeing what technology was like in 2016 compared to what it is now gives us a pretty good idea of how far things have come. So there you have it, the 3 things that have changed the way that I make content. One's really expensive, one's moderately expensive, and one is pretty cheap. But they all work together to make the content creation process as free, as simple as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Check out my channel for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.